Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing another Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday is hosted by Sam over at Thoughts on Tones, and today's topic is underrated books. So I will be talking about 5 of my favorite underrated books. The first book that I have on my list is The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. And this book follows the narrator who is struggling to make a living, and because of I think she gets carpal tunnel, so she gets promoted, I guess you can say, from giving hand jobs to becoming a psychic. I don't know if you could really call that a promotion, but anyway, that's what happens. And one day this lady walks in and she thinks her stepson is possessed, so she kind of hires our narrator to come in and kind of like cleanse her house, or maybe she thinks the house is cursed or possessed and is, causing her stepson to act up. So she calls in the narrator to come cleanse the house, or the narrator offers to come cleanse the house or something like that, in order to get some extra money. And when she gets there, she realizes that there is more to the story than just this lady being crazy and wanting a little extra drama in her life. Now, this is a really short story. I believe it's like 62 pages or something. It's like 60 something pages. The book is really small, and this is the first thing that I ever read by Gillian Flynn, so I had no previous knowledge about how her writing worked going into it. This made me want to read more about Gillian Flynn. The second book that I have on my list is actually a series, and this is the Star-Crossed series by Lisa Raven, and it consists of Bad Romeo, Broken Juliet, and Wicked Heart. So the first 2 books follow Cassie and Ethan, and Cassie is our narrator throughout the first 2 books. And opening up, you can tell that there is some history between her and Ethan, and we don't really know what, but she's kind of trying to stay reserved. She's trying to stay keep him at a distance, and he's kind of coming on to her, but you can tell that they have a past based on her actions or in her thoughts towards him. So this book, or the 2 books, follow like a dual timeline, following from the time they first met up until the current point, and the other timeline is following through the current time, or from the start of the book up until what's currently happening. So it's kind of following their past and their present at the same time, flip-flopping back and forth. It's kind of a journey on figuring out if Cassie can kind of let go of the past and forgive Ethan and give him another try. And I don't think I mentioned this, but it is a new adult romance book. And the third book is kind of a companion novel to the first 2 books, and it actually follows Lisa, which is Ethan's sister. It follows her as an old love interest comes back into her life. The third book that I wanted to talk about, which I actually have here, excuse my bird, I think she likes the fact that I'm actually talking still, but that is Monstrous Volume 1, Awakening by Marjorie Liu, and the art is by Sana Takeda. Not exactly sure how to pronounce it, sorry about that. But this is kind of hard to explain. This book is about Michael, who's trying to find her way. She lost her mom in a war along with her arm. I don't think you could really tell from that, but like one of her arms, like from the elbow down, is missing. As she's trying to avenge her mother's death, she actually finds out that she is connected to this ancient being, and because of this, she'll be hunted. That description really does not even begin. That's like a very, very, very brief summary of the entire, I think this is 5-ish, like a bind up of 4 or 5 issues. But there is so much that happens in this, and I have been seeing a few more people talk about this recently, but I still do not think that enough people have been reading this and talking about it. The fourth book that I wanted to mention is Jason and Kyra by Dana Davidson, and this follows Jason, who is a basketball player and is the most popular, or one of the popular people in his school, and Kyra, who is, for lack of a better term, a science nerd, and the two of them get paired together on a project in an AP English class. And during this time, Kyra finds out that Jason isn't the stereotypical dumb jock, I guess you can say. And like, they end up getting closer, like after, you know, they get over the kind of preconceived notions about each other. They get closer and they become friends, and eventually they start dating. And y'all, it was breaking stereotypes that I didn't even know were up, you know, at the time. And I just think this is something that everyone should read. The last book that I wanted to mention on my top underrated books is actually another series, and that is the Chicagoland Vampire series by Chloe Neal. And this is the first book, Some Girls Bite. And I've actually only read the first 2 books of this series, but honestly, I'm already in love with it. This book follows Merritt. She lives in Chicago, and the vampires of Chicago have made the existence of vampires be known to everyone. One day, Merritt is walking through her college campus, and she ends up getting attacked, and without consent, she is turned into a vampire in order to save her life. And it kind of follows her journey after becoming a vampire. When I picked it up, I thought it was just going to be like a really cheesy paranormal book, and it ended up being way more than that. These are the 2 books I have, and I will definitely leave them down in the description box with links to the Goodreads page, just so you can go and add them to your TBR on Goodreads if you are interested in them. So yeah, those are all the books that I wanted to talk about today. Let me know some of your favorite underrated books. And that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys again in the next one. Bye.